Hey everyone, this is a video of my EDC toolkit, tools that I carry with me every day, everywhere I go, and I use them all the time. I've spent a few years curating this toolkit, paring it down to the bare essentials, and having the most utility packed in the smallest footprint. So let's take a look. All right, so the kit I have everything narrowed down to is laid out in front of you right here. I've got the Knipex 4-inch XS pliers set. I've added TPU grips to these. I've got a 1/4-inch hex bit set, also in a TPU holder that I made. I've got the 711L miniature ratchet, and it also has a hex drive on the end of this with a magnet, along with a bit extender. And I've got an extra bit right here that I just carry in it. Phillips is probably the most used one. I've got the Benchmade mini bug out right here, super lightweight knife, stays sharp a long time, easy to deploy, easy to retract. And here we've got the Nebo Slim Mini flashlight. This is everything I picked. I'm gonna go over each of these in detail. Now the Knipex pliers, the bits, and the bit ratchet all go in this custom leather holder that I made. Just organizes everything. It's wet formed, so it holds the pliers well. Doesn't hold these as well, but these all go right here. This goes in my right hip pocket. This also goes clipped to the corner of my right hip pocket, and this goes in my back left pocket. So I've got the load of these tools distributed evenly across the pants I'm wearing, and I don't have one pocket that's stuffed full and uncomfortable with a bunch of heavy items. I don't like carrying a multi-tool because it concentrates the load in one spot, and you've got the super heavy thing in your pocket that is just annoying to deal with. So when I'm wearing these, my goal that I achieved is I don't really notice these individual tools that I'm carrying around. They're just kind of there and ready when I need them. All right, so starting off with, let's talk about the pocket knife. I have carried a pocket knife for just about as long as I can remember. This one is super lightweight. It is the Benchmade Mini Bug Out. I've got it in Mesa Red. I do wish it was a little less orange and more red. They've got a couple different color options too. The main criteria I had for this is I wanted it to be one-hand deployable, usable, and stowable. So if I've got something in my other hand that I want to cut, I want to be able to open the blade, use it, and then put the blade away. And this thumb stud is ambidextrous. The axis lock mechanism is also ambidextrous. So for this, you just pull it back and you can flick it closed. You can also use the axis lock to flick it open, although the blade is a little bit light for doing that. With heavier blades, it works a lot better. So one hand usable, can take it out, put it away. I love that it is tip up. There is a little bit of a spring force returning this, so it's not gonna open in your pocket. And the tip up allows you to get it out, and you've already got it in a grip position that you're gonna use it when it's tip up carry. This is a deep pocket carry clip, so just the very edge of this knife is visible when you're carrying it around. I really, really like this knife. It does run from around 150 to 180, so it's a little bit pricey. It is by far the most expensive thing that I carry. If you're looking at a different option that's a lot cheaper, I also really like the Milwaukee Fastback. I think this one's several generations old, but this one also has a button on it. It's a very similar deploy mechanism and stow mechanism. It does just use a regular razor blade that's replaceable. The only thing is I don't love that the tip carry position is in the wrong spot. It's a blade down carry or a tip down carry. So it's an option if you're looking for a cheaper one. I do really like this knife. It's a lot bigger and bulkier, but it is still fairly lightweight. All right, next up is the flashlight. I had a bunch of criteria for this too. I wanted it to be slim. This is the slimmest flashlight I have found out there on the market. I wanted it to have a decent amount of light. This is 250 lumens, works well for a small work area or, you know, looking under a table when you drop something. And I wanted it to have a magnet on the bottom so I could hit it against something metal and it would stand there as a work light while I'm working. I also wanted a pocket clip. And I wanted it to be USB-C chargeable, which has a port right here on the side. So this thing fulfills all of those checkboxes. The one thing it doesn't have that I really wish it had is just an LED indicator of like charge indication of how much it's got remaining. It does have a pretty good battery life. I usually end up going 1 to 2 weeks with this. Just, you know, I'm using it like couple seconds to a minute at a time usually. It's got a 2-hour battery life on the 250 lumen high setting. The 25 lumen low setting, it's got a 10-hour battery life on it. And then it takes about an hour to 2 hours to charge. The other thing I don't really love about this is the cover right here on the USB-C port. It is IP54 rated, so it keeps out water enough that's for splashing water. I have dunked this in my sump pump before, in my sump pit when I was working on my sump pump, and it actually did okay. I pulled it right back out, rinsed it off, and it was fine afterwards. This is my second one. I lost the first one I had, and the same day I lost it, I went out and bought a new one. These are super economical. They're only $15. That's what I got mine for. Sometimes they're up to $20, but it's a super amazing light for the price. So charging, the other one thing that I don't love is this USB-C port is a little bit hard to get to, and it's not USB-C compliant standard. So what that means, it'll take a USB-C charger, but it won't do a USB-C to USB-C because they forgot a resistor that is required in that standard for it to identify itself as the load that needs to be charged. So you have to use a USB-A to USB-C cable to charge this. It won't charge with USB-C to USB-C. There was a slight oversight on that. I really wish they had not messed that up. Otherwise, I would say this is a perfect light. If they had a battery charge indicator here on the side, and they had done the standard right with the USB-C. But even with those minor faults, I love this light. I would absolutely recommend it to anyone. So next up are the Knipex XS pliers. These things are the 4-inch version. I use these all the time. They have held up very well. The jaws do have some wear on them, but they're overall still sharp and will still bite and hold round stock very easily. You can also do hex nuts with these. It does tear them up a little bit if you're not careful, but in a pinch where you're stuck somewhere and you don't have access to a toolkit, or you don't want to walk a whole bunch and find your pliers or your wrench, these things are amazing. They're a huge lifesaver. They open up far enough. You can get them around a garden hose. I've used them several times for that, where I put the garden hose on and then it got stuck and I couldn't get them off with my hands. So I just got these out and took it right off. So saved me a trip down to the basement or the garage to get a pair of pliers to do that. I use them all the time in situations like that. I've used these to pull splinters. You can see the jaws are pretty slim on these. They're just like about an 1/8 inch wide. And that's one of the big deciding factors that I chose to carry the 4-inch pair instead of this 5-inch pair right here. Look how much wider the jaws are on these. So you can't get these in as many places, and I almost use these things as tweezers sometimes to reach down in places I can't get with my fingers. And this 5-inch version doesn't have as slim of jaws and allow you to do that. The one thing I kind of was a compromise with a 4-inch version, it doesn't have the traditional button that all the other Cobras have for opening and closing and locking in place. I don't notice that as much with these because they're so short. You can adjust them easily, and opening the jaws that wide isn't like, you don't have like the handles sticking way out when you do that because they're such short handles. I have added TPU grips to these because the knurling on this is a little bit aggressive on the back, and this just gives me a little bit more comfort when I'm really squeezing hard to grip with these things. All right, let's talk about the bit ratchet that I carry. First of all, I can use it as a screwdriver like this because it's got hex with a magnet at the back end here. And then I've just got a Bosch bit extender that I grabbed out of my toolkit, and then a bunch of Milwaukee bits that I also grabbed from a Milwaukee bit set. This is the 711L ratchet. This is the 2-inch version. It is the smallest ratchet I've ever found. It's just got a 1/4 inch hex drive. It's a 60-tooth ratchet rated to 22 foot-pounds. So you're definitely not going to get 22 foot-pounds with just this. But going with this, it's meant to be used with a little cheater bar like this, basically, and it feels really sturdy when you're using it. The ratchet is pretty smooth. The reversing lever is in a good location. It's not sticking out too far, and it doesn't get bumped easily, and it holds well. The one thing I wish they had was some knurling on this sleeve. You can see I've 3D printed a TPU grip right here that gives me a little bit more diameter for torque, and it helps me grip it a little bit better. If I run out of grip strength on this and I need a little bit more torque, I can switch it to this mode. I've still got some reach with the bit extender, and now I've got a lot more torque than I could get with even just a regular screwdriver. And so that's the important thing with this. It's very versatile having the drive on the end like this, and I will use this even when there's a screwdriver a couple steps away, and I've just got this ready to go immediately. I'll grab it and use it. And that's something you would never do, or at least I would never do with like a Leatherman or a multi-tool. They're always big and awkward and they're off center, and if you have a screwdriver nearby, you'd never use a multi-tool. But with this, I've done it because it's just more convenient and it's not awkward and hard to use. Also, if you need a lot of torque, you can just use it like this, and you can get, you know, pretty much anything that's going to be a drive size with these bits unstuck. And then with the bit holder, it holds a dozen bits, and it's just made of flexible TPU. This is NinjaFlex Fire Shore Hardness 85A, and it's a little bit undersized, so it holds the bits well, but you can push them out pretty easily when you want to use them. This thing is the second one I have printed. I have been carrying these almost 2 years, so they last over a year. The first one started delaminating a little bit, and these grips are the second pair I've printed for this as well. I'll put the 3D files for these, so you can print these yourself if you got a 3D printer, in the video description. You can go check that out. And they last quite a long time with the filament and the print settings that I've used. I've been really happy with it. So hopefully this video gave you some ideas. I would love to hear about what you carry every day. Leave me a note in the comment section below. And if you want to check out any of these tools, I'll have links in the video description below.